Disneyland is your land.
He comes seeking adventure as the old pirates, eh?
Make the jump to light speed.
Well, hi there, Mouseketeers. Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where we tap our toes to a Disneyland drum, and we always whistle while we work. I'm TC. Today we're going to take a quick look at the Disney shareholder meetings, updates, and news that just came out today. Let's go check it out. Okay, Mouseketeers, we're going to be using an article today that came out from Mice Chat, and we'll have a link to that down in our description, so be sure to check that out if you want to see the full thing. Disney is doing relatively well. Of course, their stock has increased. Their value has increased quite a bit over the course of the pandemic. Stock prices have receded a little bit recently, but overall it's up significantly. Disney Plus continues to be a major success story for Disney with 104 million new subscribers at the end of the quarter, so that has grown really fast. We're seeing a whole lot of new material that's going to be coming out to Disney Plus, but they've also announced their first couple of movies that are going to be coming directly to the theaters towards 2022. So Disney parks do continue to be a lag on the company as far as profit, but it's going to turn around quickly. There's some news showing that guests are spending a whole lot more money than they were spending on each visit, double digits more. Disney reported that losses in the parks were offset by strong performances in merchandise and game licensing revenues fueled by Star Wars, Disney Princesses, and Mickey and Minnie. So the Mickey shorts are really paying off. Mickey and Minnie are huge again, and Star Wars, of course, is just blowing up even bigger, and Disney Princesses. But there was a decrease in revenues from merchandise based on Frozen. The three major elements that have been closed the longest have been Disneyland Resort itself, Disneyland Paris, and the Disney Cruise Line. The report shows that Disney slashed the budget on capital expenditures. So construction of new attractions and facilities, that decreased by $1 billion. So this one is really big. During the question and answer session, some interesting details emerged, and they mentioned that Walt Disney World has already raised its park capacity. So with the new CDC guidance, they did talk about that, and they said they think we're going to see an immediate increase in the number of folks that they're able to admit into their parks through the reservation systems that they've already implemented. So we're very, very excited about that. So that is going to see an increase. I don't know what that means for social distancing, but there's already talk about at Walt Disney World the 6-foot regulation going down to 3. We'll have to see what happens at Disneyland, but it's probably going to happen fairly quickly over the next couple of weeks, and they will decrease the space that is needed for each of these lines, because the lines are really, really long at Disneyland right now. Crazy long. They move pretty quick, but they're still really long. So we're hoping that Disney will maintain a really positive park experience for the price that we're paying for these tickets as we get back into the parks. One of the things that I think is interesting in the report is that 80% of cast members who've been asked to return have, but 20% have not. So that's a decent amount of hesitancy in a tight labor market like this. So I think that says a lot about everyone's feeling about returning to a crowded place like Disneyland. So the biggest news probably here out of this whole report is on annual passes. And I think the term annual passes for Disneyland is something that's going to be a legacy, something from the past. They are now calling it not even memberships, but they're now calling it a park loyalty affinity program. So Mice Chat and others have suggested that there's not going to be anything like a pass program returning, anything where you can get into the park whenever you want to, or even be able to make a reservation for any day that you want to. There are going to be multiple tiers, and there's going to be options. That I think is a fairly easy guarantee. But there probably will be something that is affordable under that $1,200, $1,000 price point, but I doubt it's going to give you the access to the park that the Flex Pass gave you. And there probably isn't going to be a Premier Pass again that you can get that's just going to get you in whenever you want. We really hope that Disney will do right in the long run by the locals, and the locals will have an option for them to be able to visit the parks at a fairly affordable rate. We really want that to happen. But we also want the park to be able to be more accessible for those coming from out of state as well. So we hope Disney is able to find a realistic balance here that works for everyone. Well, folks, we're going to close with something really fun. Disneyland has teased a little bit of concept art from an Indiana Jones themed bar that could be part of the Disneyland Forward expansion at Disneyland. So maybe they'll keep dropping a little bit of Disneyland Forward concept art over the next year or something like that. Help keep the pressure on Anaheim, help keep the fan base really excited about that expansion. So that's all for today. Just want to give you those quick updates of what's going on with the shareholder meeting. We'll see you real soon, Mouseketeers.